eyeglasses. You remove eyeglasses. Have a movie on Sunday. Have a movie day on Saturday. Para you go to movie.
Huh?
In K-12. K-12 ba? There? In Chimchachoy?
No.
You go on Saturday? No. With mommy and daddy? No.
Why?
Have a Saturday marathon movie, Emma. Oh, you borrow in Excel this one? Huh? Double Jacqueline Wilson, winner of the Smartest Book Prize, winner of the Children's Books Award. Wow, really? Okay, chapter 1. That's because I cannot get a word in edgeways. We are exactly the same height and weight. I eat a bit more than Garnet. I love sweets, and I like salty things too. I once ate 13 packets of chips in one day, whole salt and vinegar flavor. I love lots of salt and vinegar on chips too. Chips are my special weakness. I go much gulp and they're gone. So then I have to snuffle some of Garnet's. So she doesn't mind. Yes, I don't. I don't get fatter because I charge around more. I hate sitting still. Garnet will hunch up over a book for hours, but I get the fidgets. We're both quite good at running. Garnet and me, at our last sports day at school, we beat everyone, even the boys. We came first. Well, I did actually. Garnet came second, but that's not surprising. Seeing as I'm the eldest, we both 10. But I'm 20 minutes older. I was the bossy baby who pushed out first. Garnet came second. We live with our dad and our grand. Dad often cannot tell us apart in the morning at breakfast. But then his eyes are not always open properly. He just swallows black coffee as he shoves on his clothes and then dashes off for his train. Dad works in an office in London, and he hates it. He's always tired out when he gets home, but he can tell us apart by then. It's easier in the evening. My plates are generally coming undone, and my t-shirt probably stink. Gonna stay as net as a new pin. That's what our Gran says. Gran always used to have pins stuck all down the front of her cardigan. We had to be very careful when we hugged her. Sometimes she even had pins sticking out of her mouth. That was when she did her dressmaking. She used to work in this push fashion house, pinning and tucking and sewing all day long. Then well, Gran had to look after us, you see? So she did dressmaking at home for private customers, mostly very large ladies who wanted post frocks. Garnet and I always got the giggles when we whipped at them and their underwear. Gran made all our clothes too. That was awful. It was bad enough Gran being old-fashioned and making us have our hair in plaits, but our clothes made us a laughing stock at school. Though some of my mom said we look a picture. We had frilly frocks in summer and dinky pleated skirts in winter, and Gran knitted 2 Agora boleros that made us each and matching jumpers and cardis for the court. Twin set, and a right silly set of twins will look too. But then Gran arthritis got worse. She had always had fat fingers and a bad hip and a knotty knee, but soon she got so she'd screw up her face. When she got up or sat down and her fingers swelled sideways and she couldn't make them work, she cannot do her dressmaking now. It's a shame because she did like doing it so much. But there's one amazing advantage. We get to wear shop clothes now, and because Gran cannot really make it on the bus into town, we get to choose. Well, Ruby gets to choose. I choose for both of us t-shirt, leggings, jeans, matching ones of course. We still want to look alike. We just want to look normal. Only I suppose we're not really like the normal sort of a family you read about in books. We read a lot of books. That is the worst. We keeps on and on buying them. Not just new ones, but heaps of old dusty tomes from book fairs and auctions and Oxfam shops. We ran out of shelves. We even ran out of floor. We got piles and piles of books in every room, and you have to zigzag around them carefully or you cause a book walk. If you have ever been attacked by 50 or 100 very hardbacks, then you know this is to be avoided at all costs. There are big boxes, a box upstairs too, that isn't even properly sorted sometimes. You have to climb right over them to get somewhere vital like the toilet. Gran keeps moaning that the floorboards won't stand up to all that weight. They do tend to creak a bit. Dad gets fussed, then agrees it's ridiculous, and sometimes when we're a bit strapped for a cash, he loads a few boxes into our old car and takes them to a second-hand bookshop to sell. He does sell them too, but he nearly always comes back with another lot or bargains book she couldn't possibly resist. Then Gran has another first snug and Dad goes all shifty. But when he brings her a big carrier of blockbuster romances from a boot fair, she softens up considerably. Gran likes to sit in her special chair with lots of plump-up cushions at her back, her little legs propped up on her buff, a box of Cadbury's milk tray wedged in beside her, and a juicy love story in her lap. They're sometimes very rude, and where Garnet and I read over her shoulder, she swats us away, saying we'll find out something we shouldn't. Ho! We found it all out ages ago. Dad reads great fat books too, but they're not modern. They're all classics. Charles Dickens and Thomas Hardy. If we have a look at Dad's book, we wonder what the Dickens they're on about, and they seem very hardy. But Dad likes them. He also likes boys. Adventure books. Really old ones where the boys wear knickerbockers and talk like twits. I say old bean and truly chafing and top hole. Garnet likes old books too, Snap like Little Woman and What a Catty Did and all those Eunice Betts books. And she reads twin books too. Books like The Twins at St. Clair's and all the Sweet Valley Twins. I read them too because you can read them twice and quickly, but books like I like best are true stories about flashy famous people, actors and actresses. I skip everything boring and just read the best bits when they're on telly and making movies and all over the front of the newspapers, very flashy and very famous. We're going to be famous too someday. You bet. So I'm started writing our life story already. It's funny. Garnet is usually the one who writes stuff. Her writing's neater than mine. So often I get her to do my schoolwork. She doesn't mind. Yes, I do. I was rippling through one of the boxes of the books upstairs, and right at the bottom there was this a lovely fat red book. Ruby red, with a letter spine and one word picked out in gold lettering accounts. I thought it was the title, but when I opened it up, There were just all these blank pages. I asked Dad what had happened to the story, and he said it was not a proper book at all. Accounts are sums. You add up everything you've bought. That's keeping accounts. Only I don't like keeping account. I just feel guilty seeing how much I spend, said Dad. You can have it, it's so scribble in, Queen, so I'm scribbling away. I'm not. Yes, you are. I keep letting you have a turn, and I'm not just writing about me, I'm writing about us. Giving an account of ourselves. Hey, Garnet, find a dictionary and look up the word account. Account, a verbal or written report, description, or narration of some occurrence, event, etc. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, writing an account of our lives. Everything a bit boring right this minute, but maybe soon we'll somehow get our big chance and we'll achieve our lifetime's ambition and be actresses. I don't want to be an actress. Of course, we want to be actresses. Honestly, Garnet, keep me over drugging me. She can be a bit stupid and shy at times. She doesn't think we'll ever make it a flashy film. Stars, but I keep telling her all we need is confidence. She keeps going on at me now, saying she doesn't want to be a star. Well, that's mad. She cannot mean it. Who on earth wouldn't want to show off all day in front of the camera and go to push parties every night with all the other stars? Well, I live in our own flush flat with masses of flowers in every room and huge boxes of chocks to dip into whenever we fancy. We'll wear ruby red sequin frocks and ruby jewelry to match. Oak, garnet. You can have garnets, only they're not as precious and valuable as sparkly are they. That's not what you wanted to say. Well, what do you want to say then? All right, you write your bit now. Go on, here you are. Get cracking, you're right about you. I don't know what to put. I'm not used to writing about me. It's always us. I do like writing though. I was a bit annoyed when Ruby bagged this beautiful red book and started scribbling all the stuff. I thought we could be use it to write down our place. We always play these pretend games together right from we were little. We pretend to be other people and make things up. It used to seem so real that it would get modeled into our ordinary life. It can still seem real for me, but Ruby often mucks about and won't play properly. She doesn't like going over and over play. She just wants me to keep making up new ones for us. She doesn't seem to realize it's hard work, and if we keep starting a new place, then some of the best old plays get forgotten. I want to write them down properly to keep them safe. I like making up plays, and I don't mind acting them out when it's just Ruby and me, and we're totally private, imagining it so it could almost be actually happening. But I can't be a proper acting. Ruby and I were twin sheep in the nativity play when we were still in the infants, and it was one of the most truly awful experiences of life. Not the most awful, of course. It was when, look, you're not writing any of that sad stuff. I won't let you. This me again. Ruby Garnet just gone off all happy because I happened to scratch her a tiny little bit when I snatched the pen. I asked her nicely first, and it's my turn now. You have to be able to take turns fairly when you're twins. That stuff she wrote is daft anyway. What's the point of writing plays down in books? You should play plays. And she got to be an actress because that's what we always wanted to be. And while we're still trying to get famous, we can do adverts in game show on the telly. Identical twins are a mega novelty. Garnet cannot reject fame just because of that an unfortunate experience being a sheep when we were little. She got so worked up and nervous when we had to perform that she wet herself on stage in front of everyone. But it didn't really matter. I don't know why she still gets all hot and bothered. if I happened to bring it up. It was dead appropriate actually because that's what really sheep do all the time. They don't hang around the stable with their back legs crossed holding it in. They go all over the place, which is what Garnet did, and everyone, though it was ever so funny except Garnet. Go now, I can smell Sunday dinner Yorkshire pot. Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy. Ruby, you mean pig? You put about me being the sheep. Being the sheep. Look, you were the one who mentioned it. First, you went on and on about it. Yes, but I didn't say what happened. It was most painful and humiliating secret. And now you're told, Ruby. Have told. I haven't told. I'm written. And this accounts book is secret. Just for us. We can write everything down in it. All our secrets. Yes, but you have not written down your secret. You've written down mine. Oh, quiet, Whistle. Let's go and eat. I'm starving. Grant's a bit cross because Dad ever so late back from his car boat sail, and she had the dinner turned down low for the last half hour, and her Yorkshire is going all sad and soggy, like some silly twin. Come on, Grant's calling. Dad should have been back ages ago. He is all right, isn't he? Of course he is. You are an old worry guts. Garnet shall have just bought up an entire bookstore, that's all, and he be having trouble stuffing them all into the car. You know what it's like. Yes, but he not usually as late as this, and he likes grand Sunday dinners as much as we do. What if he had an accident? Oh, Garnet, shut up. Coming, Grandma. Chapter 2. Chapter 1 naman.